how to introduce decency and manners to your students. First of all, engage them, okay, because you're going to learn from known to unknown. You can simply ask them how many of them, or have they ever heard a student or a child curse someone before. It will interest you to know that about 20 or 30% of them have actually done that before, and then the students will be pointing hands, okay. That's going to make the introduction very easy, and it will lead us to decency and what? Manners. So when we say decency, what comes into the student's mind, and when we say manners, what comes into the student's mind? You can also further proceed by asking them how many of them actually greeted their parents when they woke up from bed in the morning, or how many of them actually greeted the elderly people on their way to school. It will interest you to know that some of them do not even actually know that it is their responsibility to greet anytime they meet an elderly person. And also, you can further proceed by how many of them are used to saying thank you when someone offers them a gift or when someone gives them something. I don't blame them, because even people that have grown, some people, let me put it that way, some people find it very difficult to apologize. The word sorry. Some people, some elderly people find it difficult to use the word what? Sorry. And so people would say it's normal. But then when you are teaching decency and manners, these days, I don't know if that book is still available, Courtesy for Boys and Girls. Probably you could get just one page and run photocopies for them to keep reading. That book actually helps a lot. Courtesy for Boys and Girls. It teaches them how to dress, how to speak as a lady, how to greet, how to even eat. Some people will be eating, and whilst eating they'll be talking. Okay. So having given all these examples, then it leads us to the topic decency. Now when we say decency, what comes into your mind? Decency simply means acceptable behaviors in a given society, and an example is tolerance. That's where the case comes in, okay. Some students or some children find it very difficult to tolerate, excuse me to say the word, nonsense, or yes, they find it difficult to be tolerant, okay, and that leads to they cursing, trying to prove their innocence or whatsoever. But then when you teach them decency and let them know that one of the acceptable behavior in a society is what? Tolerance, and then obedience. Then manners. What are manners? Manners are also behaviors that are desirable. You know, some people behave in a way that when you see this person, you really admire the person. That is a manner. That's an example of a manner, okay. How the person walks, how the person talks, how the person addresses himself or herself. These are all desirable manners. Example, I said courtesy, okay. So that's one of the example I was saying, courtesy for boys and girls. Back then, when you read the book, it will tell you that when you're eating, you are not supposed to talk. And then even in public transport, you find people doing sorry for that, but then you find people doing those crazy noises and all that. Somebody will finish eating in public, and then the person will belch. The person will belch like that. All these things are undesirable activities. So when we say manner are behaviors that are desirable, and then decency, that are the acceptable behaviors in a given society. So they should take note, there's a difference between decency and manners. But then we are going to look at types of manners. We have good manners and bad manners. Those are the two types. Good. We have good manners. What are good manners? Obviously, good manners are manners that are acceptable in the society or wherever we find ourselves, okay. So examples of good manners are greeting, okay. Not just greeting an elderly person. We've made it like a normal thing that you have to greet an elderly person, but then let them know that even if they meet their colleagues in classroom, you wake up you prepare yourself, you go to school, you meet your colleague in class. It's very nice for you to just greet your colleague. It's a way of, establishing a conversation. So greetings is one of an example of the good manners. And also, saying thank you when someone offers you a gift. It could be a seat. Even when you offer an elderly person a seat, the elderly person normally says thank you. So saying thank you doesn't kill. It doesn't limit your beauty or your handsomeness. They should know all these things. They should know examples of good manners. You can even ask them to give you more examples, okay, of good manners. Then you can ask them, when they do all these things, what do they think is their reward? When you greet somebody, you realize that probably you are in a community and there's this particular person that the only thing that is between you and this particular person is greetings. And because of those greetings, it has led to a friendship. Not a friendship, but then it has led to a ship where you meet each other, you exchange greetings and ask each other how each other is doing and all that. And this promotes friendship. As time goes on, you realize that you are getting much closer to the person. It also promotes peace. Adapting good manners promotes peace, because if someone greets you and you respond, should you even trip, okay, the person might offer to say sorry, okay, but then you don't greet this person and then you trip or you fall. Guess what is going to happen? Automatically the person is going to laugh at you, but probably will not laugh in your presence, okay, but automatically the person is going to laugh at you. So they should know all these things, good manners, and then the importance of good manners. Let's look at some of the bad manners. So speaking of the bad manners, some people actually do not even know how to talk. They say it as it is, but there's a saying that you know what to say and when to say it at the right time. How you say whatever you say is very, very important. Okay, somebody will speak to you in a tone, and then you're like, is this person angry? But then it will interest you to know that that's how the person talks, and it's a bad manner. Probably when this person was growing up, he or she wasn't taught one of these things, that the way to speak is very, very important, and then how you speak or how you say certain things are also very, very important. So bad manners, how you speak. And like I said earlier on, people spit in public. I'm not saying do not spit, but then find the right place to spit. People will also belch in public. Whilst eating, they'll be belching and all that. They'll be moving their earwax, using it to clean their attire. All these are bad manners. They are not desirable. We do not consider them desirable. So when you give these examples, some of the students will give you examples that you probably are not even aware of. So yes, basically that is it for decency and manners. I hope it was useful. If it was useful, please do also hit the plus sign, like this video, leave a comment, and don't forget to save it for future use. My name has always been Lottie, and thank you very much for watching this episode. See you guys on another episode. I'm out.